You know the fun thing about Mattel, and I mean really, they think about playsets, man. They do. And here we got one with Piper's Pit. It's brilliant. Now, I'm going to be honest, when I saw this, I thought the background was just going to be regular old cardboard. But when I get it out, guess what? This is actually plastic. Real plastic, not fake plastic, real plastic. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the chairs even though they don't fold up, but you know, the ones I had on Piper's Pit never did fold up. And you can change this configuration. I might have this wrong. I'm doing this off of memory. Of course, it used to be where, you know, people would come out from the back there and of the set. So, you know, maybe that's where I'm getting it wrong. Who knows? Who knows, man? Anyway, Piper's Pit was one of the best segments in the old WWE. You, of course, have the rowdy one himself, Hot Rod, yelling in the microphone, because that's what he does. Randy Orton's dad, Cowboy Bob, with his cast, and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. I'm having trouble with that shoulder. It won't come down, so I'll play with it later. This table comes apart. I don't know why, but it does. So there you go. They got extra hands, of course. That's fun. And they got nifty t-shirts, you know, Saturday night's main event. And WrestleMania here for Mr. Wonderful. And, of course, Hot Rod for Roddy. And, of course, his kit. This is a cool set. This is a very cool set. I mean, it's just... It's one of those things, if you lived through that era, you knew Piper's Pit by heart and it was on when it was on. And it was an event, believe me. It was an event. And I liked it a great deal, and I'm kind of happy to have this. It's really fun. Is it perfect? No. No, it's not. But what is these days? I mean, you know, you could have had more, but I got more than I expected, especially with the plastic background. That just surprised me when it was a plastic background. I have to say, because my hesitation was, oh God, what am I going to do with the cardboard background so it doesn't get destroyed? Now, I do have versions of each of these characters, but you know, for a set like this, yeah, I'll buy them again, because again, it's really the set, and I paid full price, and for sure this is going to come down, because this is at every single Target. It's just everywhere. I just couldn't wait, because Piper is one of my absolute favorites, you know, of all time. I mean, I've got several Roddy Pipers right at this point, but you know, the ones that really stick out to me are the older ones, and the ones where he was kind of in the twilight of his career, but he still had something to give. And you know, that's where I kind of aim at, and that's what I get is, you know, Piper. Again, it was a great vehicle for him too, because, you know, he could talk. I mean, he was just a talker who could talk to your, you know, he could put you to shame. Let's put it that way. And this segment is famous. There was that famous time where he smacked Jimmy Snuka with a coconut. And it's just like, in some ways it's funny, in some ways it's like, what? Piper would never go over today. And it's sad, because Piper was excellent. And, yeah, you know, all I can say is, I hope this, you know, goes to all the estate. Well, wait, Cowboy Bob's still alive, isn't he? I think so. I think, oh man, I'm not even sure if Mr. Wonderful's still alive. I know, obviously Piper's not. But, you know, his daughter is the executor of his estate, so she'll get all this money from his part of this. And that'll be cool, because, you know, I was thinking about it, and I've been watching a lot lately about wrestlers and getting hurt and all that stuff, and it's like, how do you balance this wrestling collection because you love this era? And it's like, you know, I try to think of it now like, you know, when I buy these figures, the people who they are get a significant cut. Kevin Nash talked about it once, and he was surprised by how much money he made off of action figures. But, you know, so it's not, you know, that goes to help them in their older years and help their states and everything. And when I realized that, I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay. So now I have a reason to buy these figures because, you know, these guys went through hell for me at the time. Now, modern figures I'm not so keen on, but my classics from 84 up to 2005, maybe 2000, I'll go 2010, you know, in some cases, but, you know, past that, oh, well, exception of AJ, of course, because AJ was 2014 to 2000, I think he made it WWF 2016 and he left in 2026, so it's 10 years, yeah. So there's my exception, but, you know, he was an old schooler, beside the point. Anyway, I like this. I'm going to do something with this. I'll figure it out. Now on Fridays, I finally remembered they're on Fridays. But, yeah. Let's move on to something else that's weird and funny. Oh, and as I was cleaning up the set, I did remember you also get the pink hat from Cowboy Bob, which is fun because, you know, hey, you want to know the story? Go look it up. It's hilarious. Keep saying over and over and over, never pay full price for Black Series. Then I find the exception. Hello everyone, I didn't think I'd ever get this. I mean, I'm serious. The only reason I have this, Nerdy got it at Nerdzoic, I leapt at it. My recollection was at the time Hasbro Pulse was playing their exclusive game, and it was like, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it for nothing. No. But this is, you know, the best damn scene in fucking cinematic history. Jeez, it's like, there it is, right there. Pure. Everything. So, what am I waiting for? Let's open up. But the package is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that art. That is awesome. Look at those pictures on the side of Vader and Luke. That is just fucking awesome. Alright, let's get this thing out. Okay, gonna start with the, well, playset. I'm just gonna call it what it is. There were these little things, these little clear things, in with the railing, and I was like, what the hell is this? And it wasn't until I put that on and then set it down that and it was like, you know, sitting somewhere, like, what the hell? And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. Flipped over the thing and saw underneath, oh, okay, yeah, that's what those are. They're to lift it up. Okay, you know, was that necessary? I don't think so. Of course, this can come apart when Vader slashes it in the movie. And you know, there's a little peg there to bring it back, but try to get it back together. Okay. To the figures, there is Luke all beat up. Looks awesome. And Darth Vader. Looking very menacing with his laundry tag. There is nothing on this laundry tag that this serves no purpose other than to be annoying. But he does have a nice wire cape. Now one thing was, you know, in the movie, his cape is really billowing out, and the weight on the back of it with the wire. It won't allow you to go too far with it. I mean, it won't go as far as it does in the movie, but I mean, it's not bad. It's just the damn tag. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it out later. Screw that. But seriously, how long has this toy line given us cloth capes? Never once with a tag in it, and then let's put a tag in the first wire cape we ever do. We're stupid. That's Hasbro right there, man. Okay, I want to complain about this thing, but I can't. It is pretty fucking cool. Is it perfect? No. But it's pretty freaking awesome. I mean, just wow, look at that Vader cape, man. Shit, it does do well. I mean, okay. Wow. It's a damn solid wire in there. That is like past Mayfix solid. That is, I'm trying to drop a comparison that you guys might know. I mean, the wire's better than any Mythic Legion I've got. I'll say that. It is nice, thick, freaking wire. Part of its problem is you know, when you're further back you go, the heavier it is in the back. I mean, and it does hinder some things, but I mean, you can get some pretty good stuff out of it. I dig it. We've needed Vader with a wire cape forever. I do think this is the kind of shit that Hasbro needs to be doing, because honestly, the goodwill of the Disney fans is done. That's why Star Wars goes to Ollie's, because people are freaking sick of Star Wars. But this is freaking awesome. I love it. You know, to me, it's like, come on, it's like one of my favorite scenes of the trilogy. And, oh, you do get this little strike bit that you can put between them when they strike. That's cool. Is it a necessary thing? No, but it's cool. And, you know, I can see lots of people having fun with this. It's just freaking awesome. It's what we all should be demanding from Hasbro. A little overpriced, but you know, still, it is awesome. I doubt I would pay this much for anything else other than this scene, because to me, this scene is just it. You know, we all know it, we all love it. If you've watched Star Wars, you know what happens here. I don't need to spoil it for you. And you know, I think that's the problem, is that Hasbro isn't doing these kind of things. They're not thinking about, okay, who would kids rather have? Hodo or Strange Alien number 7 from the Cantina? Of course we all want a Strange Alien from the Cantina. No, we want a 60-year-old lady going to prom. You may notice that Hodo's wearing a prom dress. I mean, isn't that ridiculous? You know, I know Hasbro has some limitations. They are, you know, they have to first get approval by Disney. But also, you know, they have some mandates by Disney, I'm sure. I'm sure all the Acolyte figures were mandated, because, well, that's what Hasbro would do. I mean, and I'm sure all the Skeleton Crew figures were mandated, so you almost can't say nothing about that, because they're, you know, if they're being told, you know, we want this done, they got to do it. If they eat something on it, they eat it. But also, Disney needs to think about, okay, this isn't working. The Acolyte shit went really bad. I mean, it made South look pretty good, you know, that's how bad deep it went. So, what should we do? OT! Because, you know, that's the thing. OT fans, I mean, I think even the most soured of us, you give us a good OT product, we're there. I mean, it's on like Donkey Kong. And this is pretty good. I've had a few complaints, but you know what? Jesus, I'm used to so many bad things in this line that this is freaking phenomenal. I mean, it's great. This Vader is great. That Luke is great. I mean, you know, I did keep saying I want a Bespin Luke, but, you know, this one's beat up. But that's very specific to a very specific point in the story. So it's okay. You know, still want a regular Bespin Luke. But, you know, I'll take that for now because that's very specific. But I like having that very specific point because it's, well, it's that damn scene for one thing. And, you know, I think the only thing that would have made this set better was some swappable hands. That would have made it really much better. Yeah, it's just a really cool set, and it's a cool setup, and, you know, I got a feeling it's going to be just like that, and they're going to be clashing, and yeah. I wonder if they're going to try to do one for Jedi. I won't have as much interest in it. Or maybe one for A New Hope, having Obi-Wan and Vader. Again, I wouldn't have as much interest, but I think that would be smart. Just because this is a good idea. It's very basic. It's just railing, a platform, little antennae thing there that can be split in half. Boom. I mean, I would have said, hey, put out some more stuff here so Luke can hang off the end. They didn't do that. Okay, whatever. I mean, it's okay. It's fine without it. You know, they could have had the walkway over here too. It's like, but they didn't. They just have the base. That's fine. It'll work. It's not something to really complain about or to make a big deal out of. It's just, you know, observations is that. Hell, I mean, you know, some of us would like a life-size cloud city. I mean, Jesus, that would be huge. And I don't think that would work either because, you know, you could possibly do a Bespin freezing chamber in this scale, but if you did it like the Stairway to Nowhere, I mean, yeah, you could do that. I mean, and that's the other thing. That's why it gets away with being so minimalist because of the scale. They can't do a walkway and straight out like that. I do remember they did like this part with Luke, and they did like it was just the front area of this with Vader, and it was just big enough for him to stand on. They did that in Saga Collection, I think, and that was cool. That was, you know, at the time, I mean, I would much prefer something like this in Vintage Collection scale. Of course, right now they'll charge $250 for it, whereas it's, you know, back then it was like this great. It was like extras with the figure. Anybody else thinking that Luke's going to take on any of Asajj Ventress in a second? Yeah, comments that way down. Anywho, this is phenomenal. I love it. I love that cape. I can't wait to rip that stupid. Why? And it doesn't even have like it's not having, you know, anything of importance on it. So why even put it there? It's like I'm just gonna try to read what's on it here. Yeah, one of it has Star Wars, and the other side is, well, I guess that is washing instructions, but why have we never had washing instructions on any capes for any characters ever before? You know, Marvel and Star Wars or any of them, you know. It's like, come over here. Just shot this guy. Okay. There are no washing instructions on this. You know? I mean, come on. I'll hit the floor. Something fell when I picked him up. Because I've just got a pile over here, and it's like, you know, getting one thing done, and then another thing done, and another thing done. Oops, oh! Shit, his backpack. So, in my basic summation, I really think Hasbro needs to lean into the OT and what worked with the prequels. Talking Jedi. They seem to be leaning into Jedi. I'm not as much interested in Black Series Jedi as a lot of collectors, but I see the demand. Again, I'm really more into OT and original trilogy stuff, and you know, again, something like this is really, really asking for my attention. Just because it's really freaking phenomenal and really cool. You know, I have similar things with vintage collection, but hey, you know, this actually ends up, especially that wire cape. The wire cape on Vader is just so fucking cool. Because Vader should have a wire cape just so it can billow behind him and be all cool looking. So, I'm really glad I bought this because it's, I don't want to say it's a unique piece, but it's just a cool piece. I mean, it's just Star Wars, man. Just real, honest to goodness Star Wars. And it makes you feel like you're home. Because this is where the love happened, where yours and my carrying of these franchises began, was right here. This scene. I mean, yeah, if you were a kid like me, you really like Star Wars. But when Empire hit, oh God, and don't screw what Rian Johnson says. When that movie was over, you were blown away. And you were in shock in a good way. Because it really wasn't even subverting expectations. It was just, holy crap, that makes so much sense. And it did. And afterward, you know, Jedi, despite its faults, great resolution. It all comes together. And this is really enjoyable, and really to me, yeah, this is where probably well, you know, I don't want to say that's where my nerddom started, but I think that's where it got cemented. And then after that, I was kind of, you know, loving lightsabers and superheroes and all that shit. And it's kind of nice to have a good representation of that moment, because it really, to this day, means the world to me. It's just awesome. So yeah, that's what you're doing, Hasbro. You're giving us representations of those moments we love. And you need to remember that, because you're losing track of it. And in losing track of it, you're losing not only money, but respect. This, while I have some issues, where the hell is them thigh swivels on Vader? Again, I have some issues, but you know what? Those are minor in comparison to how good this really is. And for those of you watching waiting for me to hate on it, too bad. I like it. Alright, that'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that crap. And thank you all 3 people who watched this. Take care.